TV, Richmond, Virginia, Channel 6.
I've got to talk to you, Iva.
If you don't get out of here now, I'm going to call the security.
No, come on now, listen now, this is important to me. I just want to get this out.
Why should I give a damn about your feelings? You never cared about me, and you still don't.
But you see, that's what I'm trying to explain to you. Just listen to me for 2 minutes, okay? I'm not using force. Just listen. This morning with Dr. Michaels, I admitted, I finally admitted what I did all those years ago to you. And now, I can understand why you hate me the way you do.
Oh, I see. One visit to the shrink and you understand everything, right?
Not everything, no. But I told Dr. Michaels...
You lied to Dr. Michaels.
I didn't lie. I was honest with her. I told her the truth.
The thing about honesty, and as far as understanding what you did to me, I have understood it for 19 years. You raped me when I was 13. When I found out I was pregnant with your child, a man I thought was my cousin, I could not go home and face my family because I was too afraid and ashamed. I had the baby, and I had to give it up, and I have been through hell ever since. So when you come to me and you talk to me about your explanations and your revelations and your excuses, I want to hurt you. And I want to give you scars that are going to last your lifetime, just like you scarred me, and you try to understand that.
Iva, hello, Rod. What are you doing in here? I didn't know that you and Miss Snyder were acquaintances.
I'm sorry I missed Lila and Casey, but I had a...
Whatever you do, be quiet. Just gotten him settled.
Sort of.
Hello. Hello, Bryant. It's your Aunt Lily. Yes, I'm the funny one in the family. You must miss his dad. You miss your dad? All the way in Rome? But he'll be back before you know it. Do you know how lucky you are? You are lucky. You're so lucky. You have two parents who love each other and who love you very much.
Lily, you think about your own father a lot, don't you?
Yeah. Suicide is a big unanswered question right up here. And Mom, she knows a lot about it, but she's holding it back from me. She promised, though, that she's going to sit me down after graduation and tell me everything. That should help a lot. So, have you heard from Craig?
Oh, yeah, this morning. Yeah, he had a dinner meeting tonight with Visconti. He said he'd call afterwards and tell me how everything turned out. Okay. Oh, speaking of Visconti, his wife, the Senora, stopped by Craig's hotel suite.
Oh, no. Holden told me about this, but Senora Visconti is an expert at cornering young executives in hotel suites. I hope he's armed.
Yeah, I think he is.
Ah, see, I'm just kidding, really. He's so much in love with you. If he was surrounded by 100 Angelo Viscontis, he wouldn't even know that they were there. Really.
Come on, Craig, come on.
Hello?
Craig.
Betsy, hi. You just caught us. Franco and I were up. Honey, what is it? Are you all right?
No, I'm not all right, Craig. Listen, Steve never showed up this morning like it was supposed to.
Have you talked to him?
No, I can't reach him. Spiros told me he was filling in for one of the other drivers, and he was on a run and the truck broke down and he's stranded somewhere, but I know he was lying. I overheard him talking to his henchman, Mikos. He was all freaked out. He said something about Steve walking into a trap tonight on a run that he's making tonight. I know that Spiros has gotten him involved in something illegal, Craig. But if he is in some kind of danger, there's no way we can even warn him.
As the world turns. This portion brought to you today by Mr. Clean. For a clean so shiny, you have to ask, is it wet or is it dry? And by Ivory Liquid. Your hands can feel soft, smooth, doing dishes the Ivory way.
Miss Snyder and I, yeah, well, we've met each other a few times now when she's been down at the stables with Lily. And we just bumped into each other when I was coming out of Doc Fielding's office.
Dr. Fielding? Oh, heavens. More trouble with your back?
No, thank God. It's just a little checkup. So, I think I should get back to work. It's really nice to see you again, Miss Snyder.
Yeah, see you again.
I hope so. Take care. Goodbye.
I'm here because I just wanted to deliver with my fine Italian hand this invitation to the graduation party for Lily.
Is that
You
to the
and band?
surprise party?
Yes.
We got that in the mail. Is the whole family's invited? And...
Oh. Oh, I didn't... Well, I don't think it's going to be much of a surprise party anyway, because she knows something's being planned.
Oh, I'm
presents
sure it'll
are
be
arriving.
great all the same.
Yeah.
Sure.
All kinds of presents are...
Oh, I got her something really nice. I'm sure she's going to like it. I'm excited.
She always does.
I think, so after graduation, you're going to tell her why Martin Gist committed suicide? Lily told me.
Oh. Yes. Yes, I am. I promised her that in a moment of terrible weakness.
Well, I think I should know what you're going to say. I mean, I think it's important that I know.
Well, maybe I'll rehearse it with you. I'm not at all sure, after the bombshell of finding out that she's a doctor, that she'll care about. Maybe she will about Martin Gist, but I'm going to tell her the truth, that we adopted her because she was a wanted child and he loved her, and it was just an error in judgment that it was illegal. And he was being blackmailed and they couldn't take it, and it was too much for him, so he killed himself.
I think she's going to ask a lot of other questions also, like about who's the natural mother, who's the natural father, where she was born, and...
I'm prepared for that one because I don't know who the natural mother is or the natural father, because I didn't even know that the adoption was illegal until way after the fact. But I can just... All I can do for the child is to assure her that she was wanted, and then her father wanted her, Martin. And I was younger, didn't ask too many questions then.
I think whatever you tell Lily, I think you should choose your words very carefully.
Would you like to join us and throw me a line?
I know it's difficult. It's going to be very difficult, but you know, the only thing that I care about is I just don't want to see Lily hurt. And I want her to be, I want her to be satisfied in a way that she will go on with her life and just...
That's what I want. I want her to be satisfied and go on with her life. Now, can you live with that? Will you be satisfied?
Well, I really don't have a choice, do I?
You know, I think about this. I obsess about it. When you were a young girl when this happened to you, you were a kid. It was so many years and years ago. You gave up your baby. And here we are now, today, the two mothers. Would you do it over again if you knew, having done what you... Would you get in touch with me again?
I've asked myself that question 1,000 times. The answer's always yes. I mean, you know, you're right. It does hurt not to be able to tell her that I'm her mother. But I think it's worth it. I mean, just to be near her and just to know her.
I understand, because she is a lovely girl.
Yeah.
Well, we have, both of us, work to do.
Listen, I want to ask you something before you go. Has Rod Landry ever mentioned anything about leaving his job?
Rod? I don't know.
Lily mentioned something. I know somebody who might replace him.
Oh, I don't think so. He hasn't said anything to me at all. Anyway, if he said he wanted to leave, I'd offer him the moon to stay.
Bye.
Bye.
Can I pick this up at the store? What do you think? What? Hi.
Hello, Aunt Lily.
Hello, Aunt Margo.
Hi. Oh, you're beginning to look more and more like your daddy. You're just a handsome hunk. Yes, you are. And big smile. You know what? Your daddy called me last night. Yes, he did. Late last night. And he wants me to keep surveillance on you and your mom, which is something I'd be more than happy to volunteer for overtime for. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Oh, look at you. Look at you. Look at your little hands. Look at your little fingers. Look at them. You're just perfect. You know that? Yes, you do know that. You're just beautiful.
Come on, Craig, come on.
Betsy, hi. Listen, sorry that took so long. I explained the whole situation to Franco, and we're canceling our dinner plans. So it's 7 o'clock here now. I'm going to head for the airport and charter a flight. With any luck, I'll be there by 9 o'clock at the latest.
Craig, you didn't have to do that. I don't want you to have to leave Rome and risk losing your new account. I just needed your advice.
My advice is that you sit there and sit tight until I get there.
But...
Look, just tell me what to do once I get to the airport on Corfu.
Okay, get a cab. Go to 23 Galopus Drive. It's a small white stucco house, and there's a sign out front that says S&G Trucking. But, Craig, I don't know what good it's going to do. I don't know how we're going to find Steve, and I know Spiros isn't going to offer any information.
Well, maybe Spiros will with a little persuasion. In the meantime, just steer clear of him.
I really love you for this.
Well, I love you, and love's what it's all about. Remember that. I'm on my way. Sit tight.
I warned you not to get involved. Now you know too much for your own good. And mine. And Steve's.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I overheard your conversation with your boss in Rome just now. I don't know where you got this silly idea that Steve is in some kind of trouble.
Oh, come on, Spiros, you know where I got the idea. You said it yourself. He was walking into a trap, and when Craig gets here, we're going to find him and stop him.
In a strange country, in the middle of the night. Don't be ridiculous. You American women would be so much happier if you would just learn to mind your own business.
Well, my husband's welfare is my business.
It's my business, too. He's driving my truck. He's trying to deliver a shipment on time, and I will not have you interfere with his work. Call your friend in Rome, Mr. Montgomery. Tell him you were mistaken. Say Steve has just arrived, and everything is fine.
I'm going to my room to wait for Craig.
Call your friend, Betsy. You will be doing him a big favor, believe me. Call Rome now.
There she is, the next Barbara Walters. Oh, for heaven's sakes. Well, what are you two doing here in the middle of a busy day?
Well, we thought we'd stop by and see if you had a minute just to talk about the situation with Paul and Andy.
Oh, excuse me.
No, Nancy. Please stay.
I expect the police are grateful that Paul finally came forward with the truth about being in contact with his father.
Yes, we are, and I think his mom is, too.
I'm sure. It's been pretty difficult to accept the fact that both of our boys have been lying to us repeatedly.
Yes, but the important thing is they finally told the truth.
Now, I think the important thing is that they realize that lying is wrong and that they don't do it again.
Kim, I really do believe that they understand that. I know that Paul feels just terrible about what happened, and the fact that you've Paul knows that he's the one that influenced Andy into lying. And it's just a shame that now Andy's the one being punished for it, and if you could just reconsider the grounding...
No. I'm not going to reconsider anything. I mean, I certainly don't enjoy grounding Andy, especially since it means he has to miss his prom. But I don't know of any other way for him to learn that our actions have consequences. Both John and Bob agree with me on this.
Well, then couldn't you just reconsider the grounding as far as Paul's concerned? Let him see Paul. Paul is going through a terrible time right now.
Barbara, I'm not going to change a thing. Actually, if I'd gone along with John, he'd never let Andy see Paul.
Then you shared John's opinion of my son?
No, of course not. You know that's not...
I'll get that here.
Thank you. Listen, I don't feel any malice, and I'm not trying to tell you how to raise your son. But Paul, from his own admission, is the one who talked Andy into lying for him. Against Andy's better judgment. Now, it seems to me if anybody feels terrible, it ought to be Andy. He's the one who's having to endure the punishment while Paul runs around scot-free.
I have to admit that I agree with Kim's point of view.
That makes two of us.
Granny Lee dead?
No, she's inside, making a phone call.
I didn't want to say anything in front of her, but, you know, when I stopped by Iva's office this morning, Josh came in.
Oh,
Yeah, and he went on and on about now he's seeing his psychiatrist, and now how he understands what he did to...
God, that guy is too much, you know? I mean, what is there to understand? He raped her. And every time she sees him, it's just another reminder.
I know. She was very, very, very upset. Well, she calmed down after he left, and then she went along to the bank with
Hi.
me. Hey, hi. Well, it's my almost daughter-in-law.
We missed you at lunch today.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry I couldn't join you. But you know, when I go into town, I've got so many chores to catch up on.
Sure.
And I'm also sorry because I won't be seeing you for a while.
Oh.
I guess I don't have to tell you how proud I feel about you. I mean, that wonderful job in Boston in the clinic, and my goodness, scholarship from Yale University. But I hope it doesn't make you stay in Boston one more day than you have to, you know, because somebody around here is going to miss you very, very much. I'm not going to say who.
It works both ways.
Well, I'm going to get in and squirt myself with bug spray. Those bugs out there are killing me. Bad time. Oh, listen. You have a safe trip.
Oh, thank you. I'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
I gotta go. I'm gonna pack.
You know, Mama's not the only one that's proud of you here. Setting up that scholarship in Kevin Gibson's name and this new clinic for disturbed children you're setting up, it's going to help so many people.
It doesn't bother you that both projects relate to guys I was involved with?
No, it doesn't bother me. I think it's great that you're able to make something positive out of two experiences that were so painful for you.
I have to talk to you about something.
Ooh.
No, after my session with Dr. Michaels today, she told me, to put it bluntly, that I have a chronic case of freshman psych syndrome.
Oh, sounds serious.
Well, yeah, hopefully I've caught it in time. I guess I've been seeing your cousin Josh's situation from a clinical point of view, and I've been expecting you to see it the same way. But for you, it's a very emotional situation, and expecting you to be detached from those feelings isn't realistic, nor is it fair. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is that from now on, I'm going to make a conscious effort to let you handle it your own way, and I'll handle it my own way, okay?
How am I going to know you love me if you stop giving me a hard time, huh?
I'll find other ways to show you.
I like the sound of that. But anyway, Holden told me Josh is leaving town, so he won't be disrupting our lives any longer.
I also talked to Dr. Michaels about Sabrina, and I think maybe I took the wrong tack with that, too. Not that I don't still think she's attracted to you. I just think that maybe I shouldn't have mentioned it.
No,
It's just going to make you self-conscious around her.
I'm glad you told me. I mean, if Sabrina is beginning to think of me as something more than just a good friend, I want to be extra careful not to encourage her in any way. Because there's nothing worse than having feelings for someone that can't return them. And how could I ever return them when I'm so wild in love with you?
I just wish you would rethink this, Kim. Don't you see that by punishing Andy, grounding him, you're also punishing Paul?
Barbara, you are pushing it. As far as I am concerned, that is the end of the subject.
I have to get back to work, and I know that you do too. Margo, will we see you at the station?
Bye, all.
I'm sorry for putting my 2 cents in earlier. But Barbara is so afraid of losing Paul that she's losing her sense. Doesn't she understand that by not punishing him for lying, that she's giving him the message that it's okay and he can do it again?
I agree with you. I just hope it doesn't come back to haunt her. You cannot buy a child's love with permissiveness.
Yeah, well, Barbara obviously thinks she can since everything in her life she's either bought or stolen what she wants. I'm sorry, scratch it. I shouldn't let my feelings about Barbara
interfere. I know you think of her as family.
Margo, dear, you're so edgy, and I understand that last night you suddenly got up from the table in tears during one of your mother's numbers.
That was so silly. I'm sorry. That's actually why I came over here to apologize for running out. It was just one of those days, you know, we have frustrating days and nothing just seems, it was just, you know. And then suddenly you hear something and it brings back, the floodgates just opened and it was silly.
Please, don't even trouble yourself about it. You know what I think? I think you should meet me after you finish with work. I'm going to have a meeting with Lucinda in about an hour. I'm coming right back home. Come on over and we'll have a nice long chat and we'll have dinner together, okay?
Oh, please stay. I can't. Thank you. I really can't. I have got to get some reports on Mac's desk. Other than that, he'll take my badge. So, look, have a wonderful time up in the cabin, and I'll give you a call, check in, and say hi, okay?
All right, darling.
All right.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye, dear.
Bye, honey.
I'm really worried about her. She's just wound so tight, right as if she's going to come apart any minute.
Well, I hope she manages to keep the lid on until she and Tom can get together and talk about all these things they've been avoiding such a long time. Maybe too long.
Sierra, did you notice how Margo was acting earlier when she was talking to Bryant? She seemed kind of upset or something.
Oh, I know. I think that every time she sees him, it reminds her of the child that she and Tom lost last fall. I mean, I just can't imagine how horrible that must have been.
Well, it must have been worse for Mom. I mean, leaving you in Montega as a baby.
Lily, I've thought about that a lot since I had Bryant. At the time, the way she explains it, she didn't feel like she had any other choice. She was very much in love with your father, Martin Guest. And my father threatened to kill him if she didn't leave me with him.
Well, I know Mom was frightened and confused, but to leave your baby with somebody?
Lily, I want to tell you right now that there's not a woman on this earth who wants to part with her own flesh and blood, but sometimes there are extenuating circumstances.
Maybe. But any woman who could give up her child would have a very difficult time trying to convince me that there was a reason for it. Hello.
Well, I guess Craig will be calling soon. His meeting with Visconti might be over.
Mikos? Our friends and Larissa aren't there. There's only one thing left to do. You have to drive very fast to the airport. Try to head Steve off before he gets there. Tell him to turn around and come back.
But Spiros, I don't know if I can make it there before 11.
You have a better idea. Mikos, you have a friend with you in case things get out of hand.
Yes. But I'm hoping I won't have to use it.
Larissa. That's near the coast, isn't it?
You ask too many questions. I suggest you keep your mouth shut. With any luck, Mikos will reach Steve in time. He'll be back here by morning.
And if he doesn't reach him in time?
I said no more questions.
Oh, come on, Spiros. Anybody could see that you're up your eyeballs in something illegal here. Now, I'm already afraid for my husband. Can't you at least tell me what I should be afraid of?
If Steve's in trouble, it's because of you. You're the reason that he came to me and said, I have to make a lot of money fast, so he could bring you and your daughter over here and give you the things you were used to. So if something happens to Steve, don't blame me. And if Steve does come back, I warn you, don't ask any of your questions.
Oh, what should I do? Forget all of this ever happened?
Yes. For your own good and Steve's, I suggest you do just that. You were smart to call your friend in Rome. To tell him not to come here.
Hey, Jacoby, thanks a lot for taking me up. I couldn't find another pilot in Corfu to do it.
Yeah, well, that's because there's a storm whipping up over the Aegean. But when you've been flying these islands as long as I have, my friend, you get used to those things. I figure we'll make Corfu in about 40 minutes, maybe 30 if we get a little luck with the tailwind.
Good.
This portion of As the World Turns has been brought to you today by Spick & Span Pine, the pine with the power to clean faster and leave a fresh scent, and by Era Plus, Protein power to cut clean through. We'll continue with part 2 of As the World Turns in just a moment. And now part 2 of As the World Turns.
All right, here we are. This is it. This is your studio where we are going to shoot your show. It's scheduled.
My show. Oh, my word, it has a great ring to it. But I have a feeling it's going to take me a little while to get used to the idea.
Oh, I think everything's just working out perfectly. It's going to dovetail. You're going on vacation. You'll have a time to collect your thoughts, get all your ideas together, and maybe I can do some redecorating around here. We go into pre-production, and then maybe if we're lucky, we can premiere in mid-July.
Oh, Lucinda, darling. And Mrs. Hughes, I understand you're going to be hosting your very own show.
That's right. Yes, it is. This charming young lady is Mary Alice Burnham. She is going to be your producer.
Oh, hi. Very nice
to
to meet you, Mrs. Hughes.
Thank
Finally.
you. Yes.
From what Lucinda's been telling me, I think we're going to have a really good time working together.
I expect to.
Listen, once you're through touring the facility, why don't you come up to my office and we can have a cup of coffee and, talk things over.
Perfect, as long as you agree to call me Kim.
It's a deal.
Good.
I have some ideas for guests that I'd like to go over with.
Oh, wonderful.
And don't worry, Kim. Mary Alice here is wonderful. She'll do everything for you. Choose your topics, guests, prepare your questions. All you have to do is sit in front of the camera and smile.
Oh, Judith, darling. No. No. Kim is going to have a lot of input in this show. That's what I'm counting on.
Oh, well.
Listen, Judith,
good.
I think we should let Kim and Lucinda get back to their tour, don't you? Kim, my office is on the 2nd floor. It's to the left, right off the elevator.
No,
Fine,
if you
thank
need
you.
my help or advice, anything, I'm on the same floor. See you later.
Bye.
Hell has no fury. She just crossed because she wanted the job and I gave it to you. I thought you handled her with great aplomb. I really did. Thank you. I just have to tell you that John is really pleased that Andy's going to be spending some time with us.
Oh, well, I'm glad that he is, too. I would appreciate it if you would encourage him to spend some time with Margo as well. She's going through a very difficult time right now.
Oh, all right. I know he's very concerned about her. All right. All right, we go on. We go to
Ready?
the production offices. We've
Lead
met
the
the
way.
girls. Let's go meet the guys. Come on.
Great.
Hi. I don't suppose that we could talk.
About what?
Well, how about who's going to back off the Stenbeck case, since it's obvious that one of us has to?
Oh, I think you're absolutely right. Should we flip a coin?
I had something a little less frivolous in mind.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll draw straws then.
Drop it, Margo.
Sorry, I was just trying to be rational. If that bothers you.
What bothers me is watching you come apart at the seams and not being able to help you, because this time I am part of the problem.
You know, I used to have a lot of respect for you. But when I saw you at Kim's earlier today with Barbara playing the role of her protector, and oh, she's so frail, she needs you there for support. She's using you.
I am not being used, damn it, and I don't have to stand here defending that to you.
No, you don't. So why are you?
Because you keep putting me in this position, and I hate it a lot.
And what position is that? You know, I've done everything I possibly can. Thrown my self-respect right out the window. You know all about my feelings for you. You know, standing here, I think your feelings for me are the same, aren't they? And you can't pretend.
Margo.
You know, whether you know it or not, you're using Barbara. You're using Barbara as a way of keeping your distance from me, aren't you? You want me as much as I want you. Only your conscience tells you that it's wrong because I'm still a married woman. But I can feel the heat. And this chemistry, it only proves it. You should learn to be a little more honest. you might be a little less confused. So why don't you think about that before you start flipping coins?
If you're watching for your husband, you're going to have a long wait. He's not due at the airport to make his drop-off until 11. Amigos probably won't catch up to him until just before then. And once they turn around, they have a long drive back here.
What's Steve dropping off, Spiros, huh? Drugs, is that it? Come on, level with me, Spiros. In a little over an hour, my husband's going to an airport with a truck full of narcotics, isn't he? And if your friend Nikos doesn't catch up to him, he could be in some serious danger, right? Am I right? Damn you, Spiros. I knew you were up to no good last time I was here. Why the hell didn't I say anything then?
Because it was none of your business. It still isn't. You were smart to call your friend, Mr. Montgomery, in Rome. And your husband isn't coming back till early in the morning.
God, I need some air.
You're not going anywhere.
Let go of me right now.
Steve told me you had what he called spunk.
Stop it.
It's what first attracted him to you.
Let go of me.
Now I know what he meant.
Stop it! Go of me! Stop it! Go of me!
When choosing a calcium supplement, make sure you get all the Caltrate advantages. Caltrate contains more calcium than Oscal, and it's not made from oyster shell. Caltrate has the calcium doctors recommend most. Posture does not. Just one Caltrate equals the calcium in 3 tums without the sugar, and Caltrate dissolves fast for easy absorption. Many cheaper imitations do not. Look for Caltrate's patented milk bottle symbol of quality. Get the Caltrate advantages to help keep bone healthy.
Dinner? Well, we can have a chef's salad with a creamy Italian
You can make most anything on your mind with Good
Sacconac
Seasons.
mayo and sour cream to Good Seasons Italian.
Good Seasons salad dressing mix. The ideas keep pouring out.
I can't come to the phone right now. Please leave a message.
Bill, this is your mother. Put down that pudding pop and pick up the phone.
Jell-O pudding pops. Real Jell-O pudding, only cooler.
Hey, Alan, here's a new Striped Chips Ahoy cookie. Bet you bite a stripe of fudge.
No way I bite a stripe.
Oh, yeah?
I can still handle it. Difficult, but not impossible.
One more stripe coming up.
Now that's sneaky.
Original, chewy, and now new Striped Chips Ahoy. 6 fudge stripes on the front, and 1 tremendous stripe on the back.
Guess I bit a stripe.
No added sugar.
No bubbles.
No crystals. No preservatives.
New Minute Maid Light and Juicy doesn't have a lot of things.
No artificial flavors.
No artificial colors. No game.
What it does have are 4 delicious low-calorie fruit flavors and the goodness of real juice.
No kidding.
New Light and Juicy with NutraSweet from Minute Maid.
Let go of me! Let go of me! Stop it right now! Oh.
All right, tell me what's going on. Tell me what's going on.
Steve has a truck full of drugs. He's going to Larissa, to the airport. We have to stop him.
All right, find a map. Find Larissa on the map.
Nikos went after him. He could be in danger, Chris, if we don't find him and stop him in time. It's right here.
All right, come on. Got a plane waiting at the airport.
Let's go, come on.
Sierra, I'll call from Larissa.
Oh, Sabrina. Hello. Hey. Did you just get here?
No, I got here a few hours ago. I went straight down the East Meadow to sketch. I hope you don't mind.
Oh, no, of course not. Can I see?
Oh, of course.
Oh, my. That's really beautiful.
Thank you.
My goodness, it's amazing how you've captured every single detail. You see that? You see that oak tree with that low-hanging branch? I used to play under that when I was a little girl.
Really?
Isn't it something? Isn't it something how some things just never change?
The countryside where I grew up hasn't changed much either.
Well, if it were up to the developers, this would all be bulldozed away.
Oh, no, you can't let them do that.
I know. That's why my children and I work day in and day out, day and night, to try and pay our bills.
Hey, Sabrina.
The bank's away.
Hello.
Oh.
I saw you out in the meadow earlier.
Yes, I waved. I thought you'd come by, as you usually do.
Oh, well, I wanted to be sure and finish up so I could have time to pick up Franny when I get her to the airport.
Oh. Well, since you're going back to my house, could you give me a lift? Mother dropped me off. I'd like to save her a trip out here.
Yeah, sure. You can wait till I shower.
Oh, Seth, you know, I found those 10 caterpillars up in that choke cherry tree
Oh,
again.
not
I gotta
again.
burn them out. Drives me
Mrs.
crazy.
Snyder, would you like to keep my sketch?
Oh, I'd love to. Could you leave it on the kitchen table for me? Oh, thank you. Listen, by the way, Mr. Crumb called. He's going to come by tomorrow, pick up a load of manure. Maybe you can help him load it on his truck in the morning, early.
Thanks.
And give Franny my love, okay?
I will.
Bye-bye, Sabrina.
Goodbye.
I'll be right down.
Seth, your mother was just telling me that you're having financial trouble with the farm.
Oh, for as long as I can remember. My dad always said, if you want to become rich, don't become a farmer.
I know what this farm means to you and your family. If there's a chance you could lose it. I have some money sitting in the bank I have no real use for. I'd consider it a privilege to put it to such good use. As a loan, of course. And I can assure you, my rate would be much more reasonable than any bank's.
That's very generous of you, Sabrina. Thank you. I hope we'll never need a loan like that.
If you do, please remember my offer.
How can I forget it? I'll be right there.
Yeah, they called me from Boston this morning and confirmed. Thank you so much for setting everything up, Jessica. I really appreciate it. Okay. I will. All right. Bye.
Franny, dear, do you need any help with your packing?
Oh, no, thanks, Grandma. I'm all set. I'll worry about it.
Hello, hi.
here she
How did
is.
things go at the TV station with Lucinda?
Well, I'm just still pinching myself, but it looks as if I'm going to host my own television show starting mid-July.
Wow,
What do you think of that?
You may be on the job and back in the mountains by the time I get back from New England,
You
huh?
bet your boots.
Oh, Grandma, that's probably Seth. He's taking me to the airport.
Oh, good. I got to see him there.
Thanks. He and I had a really good talk this afternoon about the problems we've been having. We really cleared the air. Dr. Michaels kind of suggested to me that I should leave Seth alone. I guess I've got freshman psych syndrome. Expecting him to see things the same way I do. So from now on, I'm gonna back off and let him handle things his own way, you know.
Well, my dear child, I think that's very wise. Good for you.
Franny, dear, you have a visitor.
Hi, Franny. Oh, hi, Mrs. Hughes.
Hello. Hi.
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 Hi,
Come
how
on
you
in.
doing? I know you're busy right now, but I am in such a good mood, I wanted to share it with you. Okay.
What?
First, well, look at my hand. I had the bandage
Great,
job.
yeah, all
Everything's good. My car is fixed. I have wheels now.
Oh, that's
and
fabulous.
I
Okay.
think I aced my history exam this morning.
Oh, that's great. That deserves a hug. I'm so proud of you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. As you know, Holden's leaving for Los Angeles tonight.
Yeah.
And I'm going to miss him. But I just feel in control of my life right now.
Well, that makes me feel good to hear you say that. I was thinking about this. I have a feeling that you're going to just have a fantastic summer. There's going to be a lot of changes, and then in the fall you get to go to college, and you know something else?
What?
Well, last summer you seemed like on the little girl side, but now, I don't know, you're just a beautiful young woman, that's all.
Oh, well,
You know?
thank you. I have you to thank for that. A lot. And Craig.
Hi, darling.
Hello.
John said that you were in here. I have Fenwick. Can we give you a lift?
I called the body shop when I was at Sierra's apartment. My car is fixed, and I'm going to go over to your office and pick up Holden and maybe go for a ride before dinner.
Oh, sweetheart, do you know something about Rod Landry that I don't know? Is he moving on? Is he leaving us?
No, I'm happy to report that it's all changed. He is not moving on. He's saying... Oh.
What?
Well, I promised him I wouldn't say anything, but I guess he didn't mean you guys. I guess his secret's still safe.
So then, I'm about... Shut up, Rod. I know I'm taking up so much of your time here, and you've got to get ready to go, but I just thought that you'd be really glad to know what happened with Dr. Michaels this morning. That's all. But you know, Franny, I mean, admitting what I did to Iva and to actually put it into words, it's made so many things much more clear for me.
I'm glad. I think Dr. Michaels will really be able to help you if you stick with it.
Yeah. But it's so frustrating.
Therapy often is.
No, I mean, trying to talk to Ivan and Emma, I went to tell them what I found out. They don't want to hear what's going on.
Rod, now that you've faced the fact that what you did to Iva was rape, that it was an act of anger that left her feeling degraded and violated, you also have to realize that she may never be able to forgive you, nor any of the Snyders for that matter, especially Seth. He's very protective.
I do realize that. But don't you see how important it is for me to try to convince them how they...
in the middle like this. As much as I want to see you get the help you need, I'm in love with Seth, and I'm going to spend the rest of my life with him, and his feelings have to take precedence with me from now on.
Well, but you've been such a big help to me. I don't know what I'd do if I couldn't talk to you, Franny. Please, don't turn your back on me now.
Oh. It feels so good to be in your arms again. There has been such a distance between us, and I know it's because of Margo.
Barbara, you have got to trust me to handle Margo in my own way.
I do trust you. And you know how hard it is for me to trust a man. Hope you don't mind that I came by unannounced to collect you.
Lady, you can collect me anytime.
I thought maybe we'd go back over to your place. Have a nice, quiet, little romantic dinner together.
Sounds terrific.
Good.
What about the kid?
Ah, the kid. The kid has a friend home from Hillsborough, Kenny Martin, and I don't have to pick him up till later.
Great. You let me talk to Mac first, and I'll be right back.
Okay. Can I use your phone?
Help yourself.
Yes, Mrs. Martin. It's Barbara Ryan, Paul's mother. Yes, is he around? Oh, well, when the boys get back, would you please tell Paul that I'm out right now, that I'm going out for dinner, but I will call him before I stop by to pick him up. Yes. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Hello, Barbara. Don't suppose you're looking for Hal. You probably already know where he is since you're so good at keeping tabs on him.
No, you don't have to tell me where Hal is. In fact, in case you're wondering, he'll be with me tonight.
Oh, I do have to hand it to you. Once you get a guy hooked, you know just how to reel him in, don't you?
Perhaps you'd like some pointers, since you seem to have such difficulty in holding on to a man. Oh, by the way, I don't think it really took a mind reader to figure out what you were doing at Ambrose Bingham's office yesterday. So you're finally ready to publicly admit that you've lost Tom?
If that were true, I wouldn't be smiling if I were you. Because my marriage to Tom is the only thing that's holding me back from going after Hal. No holds barred. And if that were the case, you would lose.
Oh, yes. I wish that you would drift off so I could take a little nap, too. You know what time it is in Rome? About 11 o'clock. And that means your daddy's probably finished with his meeting. Yes. Maybe he'll call us soon and we can tell him all about our day. You want to do that? Tell him that Aunt Lily came to visit. And Aunt Margo. And we had fun, didn't we? Not so much fun, really. It's not so much fun without Daddy here. My sentiments, exactly.
Make it, all right? If the weather's this bad up here, you know it's bad on the ground. Steve is going to be delayed. So call me, where the hell are we?
The storm's blowing us off course. We were north of our destination. Now I'm going to have to circle south and try to get back to the mainland. The good news is these headwinds we've been fucking over will be behind us. We'll make up some time.
We're gonna make it, right? Hey, kid, don't you trust me?
In my life. What was that?
Oh, come on, Dan, don't do this to me now. I've lost the controls.